Hi, I'm Lori Barnes here to talk to you about the upcoming Cancer new moon. The new moon phase starts this Friday, July 5th at 3:47 p.m., so around 4 p.m. on the west coast of the United States. It'll be at 7 p.m. if you're on the east coast of the US, and it'll happen in the night if you're in Rome, Italy, like me, around 1 a.m. in the morning on Saturday. And this new moon takes place at 14 degrees of Cancer. Cancer is one of the four signs that mark the change of a season. It always happens near the solstice. In fact, the solstice is always the moment when the sun enters the zodiac sign of Cancer. The solstice represents a time when we experience the longest days or nights of the year, depending on which hemisphere you live in, and it's nature's way of reminding us about balance. Over this new moon weekend, consider how well balanced you are in your home and family life compared to your career and public life. Cancer is known for its nurturing, sentimentality, and a desire to form emotional connections. This sign is highly concerned with emotional security. It can sometimes be hard to understand Cancer because it's a sensitive and emotional sign, but also highly ambitious. That's why I'm calling the Cancer new moon theme intuitive ambition. The sign of Cancer is a water element sign, along with Scorpio and Pisces. Water is connected with the emotions, and people who have a lot of water in their chart often have a heightened intuition or psychic ability. There's a core desire for all of the water signs to find emotional security, especially if you have a water rising sign, a water ascendant. Cancer is one of the four cardinal modalities, along with Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. Those four signs mark the beginning of each season. So they also mark the solstices and the equinoxes. The cardinal modality is ambitious and action-oriented. Cancer displays this ambition in a more subtle way than the other three cardinal signs. It takes more of a zigzag approach, like its symbol, the crab. So instead of direct forward, it's kind of like a little bit zigzag. Cancer can excel in achievement because it combines the intuition of knowing with the innate drive to take action. And because Cancer has this intuition, this ability to make quick decisions, it can help them get ahead because they see an opportunity and they just go for it. They don't think about it, they just do it. Some of the Cancer archetypes are the mother, the priestess, nurturer, cook, empath, and homebody. We always want to look at what the other planets are doing when looking at a moon phase or any type of planetary activity, because the other planets always add to the mix of the energy that's happening. Going back to the first half of this year, most of the planets or all of the planets were grouped in 3 to 4 signs. And this month in July, they're starting to spread apart. This month is an action-provoking month because we're going to experience some intense aspects. So we're going to take a look at what's going on with the other planets as we move into this new moon weekend. The planet Mercury has moved into the sign of Leo. Mercury is the planet of communication, and it's forming a tense square relationship with the planets Mars and Uranus. Mars is the planet that has to do with taking action. It has to do with determination and inner drive. Also, Uranus and Mars are both in Taurus. Uranus is the planet of innovation and rebellion. So with this Mercury square to Mars and Uranus, you want to be mindful of your temper or becoming frustrated when things don't go as planned. So you might think that squares are something to avoid, but really we do need stress or tension in life because it pushes us into action. And that's what we have going on in July. So if something comes up, if you run into a problem, anger and frustration can flare up. It's important that you are mindful of your words and your actions, because you could find that you're so angry, you break something, or you might say something that you will later regret. So knowing that this energy is coming into place, you can use some self-control or try to use some self-control. It could be challenging to do that, but do try to redirect any stress or tension into a healthy outlet. Now, that's not all with Mercury. Mercury is also making an opposition to Pluto. That means it's traveling in the sign across from Pluto. Pluto is in Aquarius, Mercury is in Leo, and these two signs are always in opposition across from each other. This is a short alignment because Mercury is a fast moving planet. But what's important to know is that conflicts could come up and emotions could become heated. Also, some things from earlier this year could come up because this is activating the fixed signs that were very prominent in the last 6 months. We've had a lot of fixed energy since the beginning of the year, so things might have gotten broke up that were stuck. Now that we have Mercury making contact with these 3 planets, it'll give you a chance to rebuild what was broken up in an innovative, creative, and realistic way. The next planet we'll talk about is Venus. Venus is also in the sign of Cancer, same sign as the new moon and the sun. This may mean you may want to spend more time with your family, or you may want to spend more time with people that nurture you, which may or may not be your family. It could be extended family or your chosen family of friends. This is a good weekend to spend time with people who love and nurture you. Or take this weekend to do some self-care. Take care of yourself, nurture yourself. This is especially true if you have Cancer prominent in your chart, like your rising sign, your moon sign, or lots of planets in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is currently moving through Gemini, and it's approaching a square with the planet Saturn, which is currently traveling in the sign of Pisces. Jupiter's like the gas pedal. It emphasizes growth and expansion, and it's doing this through the sign of Gemini. So it's doing it in a way that is curious and this desire to network in order to expand, or maybe even expand your network. Saturn, on the other hand, is about discipline and structure. It's like the brake pedal. And right now, it has this slowing influence because it's in retrograde motion. The tension of a square and the offbeat timing between Saturn and Jupiter can leave us feeling like we don't know if we should go and do something or rest. You may have great ideas, but no energy to actually carry them out. It's a tricky landscape in July with these tension-producing squares. You want to go and stop at the same time. Your best approach is to pace yourself and look at your natal chart because it's going to give you more information on how you can best go through this period of time. Saturn and Neptune are both retrograde and traveling through the sign of Pisces, a water sign. They're in a trine relationship with the Sun, New Moon, and Venus in the water sign of Cancer, which means there's a harmonious flow between all of these planets. Saturn's influence through this trine can be an easy flow of energy that asks you to be introspective about how you build structure in your life, and especially as it relates to your family or your home, or kind of like the tradition that you either were raised in or you're creating in your home environment right now. It can also bring up situations that need to be looked into more deeply regarding your home and emotional security, because this is the Cancer new moon and we have the Sun and Venus in Cancer making this contact with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. You always want to look in your chart to see how these cosmic patterns are impacting your natal chart. And I'm going to give you the different areas to look for in your chart. You can get one free online if you don't already have it. So when you have your chart, you'll want to look for the sign of Taurus because that's where Mars and Uranus are traveling. You'll want to look for the sign of Gemini. That is where Jupiter is traveling. You'll want to look for Cancer, and that's where the Sun, New Moon, and Venus will be. You'll want to look for Leo, which is where the planet Mercury is traveling through. You'll want to look at Aquarius. That is where Pluto is and will be for the next 20 some years. And you'll want to look at Pisces, and that's where we have Saturn and Neptune. So all of those signs will be in the circle and they'll be occupying one of the astrological houses. When you know what house it is in your chart, you can look at the topics and themes that are associated with that house, and it'll help you understand even better how that energy is likely to show up in your life. If you want to learn more about your chart and how to interpret it, you can schedule a consultation with me and I will be happy to help you figure that out. If you don't have a copy of your astrology chart, you can get one free online. I have 2 sites that I recommend. One is astro.com and the other is astro-seek.com. I'm going to share with you some activities that you can do at the Cancer new moon. Before I give you that list, I would love it if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and that way you can be notified when new videos come out. You can find me at loribarnesastrology.com. All right, let's go into the Cancer new moon activities. New moon intentions are great to do on a new moon, but you want to make sure you're in the new moon phase. So I would set your intentions or write your intentions on Saturday or Sunday, because the new moon phase will start in the late afternoon or early evening on Friday if you're more towards the Pacific of the United States, and it'll happen later at night, overnight if you're in Europe. So if you do them Saturday, you'll safely be in the new moon phase. So that's the one thing I want to make sure that you know. You don't want to do them earlier because that's the end of a phase, and you want to do your intentions at the beginning. It's a new moon in Cancer, which is a water sign, so include water in your ritual. Go to a lake, a pond, an ocean, a fountain. That's a great place to be by water. Or if you don't have water near your home, you can take a bath or get an essential oil diffuser that uses water. There's many different ways you can bring water into your new moon intention setting. The next thing is to spend time with people who love and nurture you. So we could say family, but family isn't always the most nurturing. So you know who those people are in your life that love and nurture you. Maybe your best friend, your partner, extended family, whoever they are. Those are the people that you want to spend time with this weekend. Maybe you prefer to be alone and have some home self-care time so you can nurture yourself. Write a self-care plan and start it under the new moon phase. That would be a fantastic way to work with the Cancer new moon. Another lovely thing to do with the Cancer new moon phase is to schedule a healing session. And there's so many types of healing that you can do. You could do body work, you can do yoga, get a massage, acupuncture, whatever is nurturing to you. Go for a run. You get to decide what's nurturing for you. So think about what makes you feel good and do more of that. Journal about emotional security. Cancer is about emotional security. How are your emotional needs being met? Are they being met? Do you feel emotionally safe with certain people? And who are they? Or what makes you feel emotionally safe? This is a good theme to journal on this weekend. Now, considering the place of the planets right now, there may be situations that kind of got unstuck over the first half of this year. And in July, may be a time where you're feeling like it's time to take action and rebuild some of those things. Think about what situations from the past are coming up for you right now, and how can you take action to heal these things or rebuild them or heal wounds from past situations, because July can be a time where you start to put those things into place. Along with your journaling, you can make a list of things that nurture you and help you feel emotionally safe, so you know what to do when you start feeling like you need to be nurtured. And the last thing is to watch a romantic comedy. That would be really fun to do this weekend under the Cancer new moon. I'm going to share with you a quote from Carl Jung, who says, "The most intense conflicts, if overcome, leave behind a sense of security and calm that is not easily disturbed. It's just these intense conflicts are needed to produce valuable and lasting results." Thought that quote really summed up this new moon very well, and probably the whole month of July. I'm calling the theme of the Cancer new moon intuitive ambition, to represent the intuitive nature of Cancer and the ambitious quality of Cancer. I hope you have a fantastic Cancer new moon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will be back with another video in a few weeks. Ciao.